What is it, do you think, about Belanglo that makes it so notorious?
Oh, I think it's simply the reputation that was given to it as a result of Ivan Milat and the backpackers being found there. But about 80 kilometres of bush trails and tracks that are in there, which means you could drive a car in and dump a body in a whole range of places in an area that it's unlikely to be found, makes it attractive if you're that way inclined.
So an ideal place for a killer to dump a body?
Absolutely, an ideal place.
Do you think that Holdom intended to kill Karlie when he drove her to Belanglo?
I've got no doubt that he intended to kill her. And the way that the murder was carried out, and she was left in the forest, the fact that he filmed a lot of what he did, even that seems as though it was planned, but then spread stories that his former partner had taken the child with her to Queensland to live, but he hadn't heard from her since she split with him. And the fact that he continued to use money from her kept withdrawing money from her bank accounts, gave the impression that she was still alive, and he had other women drawing money from their bank accounts as well to create the impression she was still alive. All of that planning, I don't think, was spur of the moment.
So these were the actions of a sadistic killer?
These were the actions of a killer who was going to hide what he did, but at the same time appeared to enjoy the notoriety of it.
Do you think that Daniel Holdom was inspired by Milat?
From the late 80s through to the early 90s and 92, there had been 7 bodies found in the forest in Belanglo. So when there was another body found in the forest, and it was a woman, the suspicion or the rumours almost immediately went to, was this Milat, another killing by Milat? The forest is very big. Are there any other bodies in the forest that we've missed? So whether it was the reputation of Belanglo that drew his attention to Belanglo, or it was just a coincidence, we're just never sure of. But the fact that the killing occurred and there was no attempt to bury the body, that it had been knocked around, that it appeared to have been there for a while, certainly raised the question about Milat. When you look at some of the things that he did when he was continually murdering the backpackers, and a couple that got away from him, his whole thing was about control and obsession. And he kept a lot of the property of the backpackers that he murdered. Like, he kept their tents, their sleeping bags, other property they owned, and then he gave it away to members of his family and saw his family wearing and using this property that belonged to the backpackers he'd murdered. I think there are similarities in the sense of there was this obsession about him being able to get away with it, him continuing the life that he wanted, and the fact that he's still promoting her, which I think her being alive, and I think he must have been getting satisfaction out of that.
Feigned contact with the murdered woman's family is absolutely heartless, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's what I say. It's about him feeling he was in some ways like Milat, not the same, but some ways, where he felt all that activity was about him being in control. I'm the boss, I'm in control. I can fool everyone.
Pure evil, really.
Pure evil, absolutely.
Hello, I'm Sarah Abo. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.